Hi, Boomiverse. Welcome to this tutorial on using Notepad++ and the Compare plugin to troubleshoot data issues in Boomi integrations. My name is Hunter Wiedemeyer, a software here at Boomi, and today I'll show you how to compare two data files to identify discrepancies, including detecting malformed XML and various other data issues. This skill can be important when building, troubleshooting, testing, integrations to highlight underlying data issues. So let's say, for example, we have uh, two files here that we're looking at, and we've been observing a malformed XML error in our Boomi integration, and we've narrowed it down to these two files in a batch that we're ingesting in our process, where we can see here that we have two orders for the same user, this JDO user. And just by clicking back and forth, we can somewhat highlight one discrepancy just by looking at that email. But let's say that we don't want to go through every single line and try and do this just by our eyes alone, which is where the plugin, the comparison plugin for Notepad++ really comes in handy. So first, you'll want to ensure that you have Notepad++ installed. You can find it by going to Google or another search engine, typing in download Notepad++ and finding their website to download the most recent version. As well as that, you'll want to download the Compare plugin, which doesn't come standard with the initial installation of Notepad++, which is that's a little simpler. Once you have Notepad++ installed, you can navigate to this plugins admin option under the plugins tab and search for the Compare plugin and install it. Once it's installed, you'll need to restart Notepad++ to see that option there. So now that we have that done and we have all of that set, let's look at our files here. So what I want to do is simply go up here to plugins, navigate to compare, and find this compare option. You can also see that there's a shortcut available here. So let's compare these two files. So we can see it immediately compared the files. And when you do that, Notepad++ will highlight all of the differences and discrepancies it sees between the two with different colors. So yellow indicates differences within the same line, and green and gray represent lines that are present in one file and not present in another file. So in this example, let's see what this highlights for us. So first, we can see what we had already seen before when we were tabbing back and forth between the files themselves. This email is certainly different. One is John Doe, the other one is J Doe. Following the data further, we can see on line 23 that there is a phone element that's included in our first order file, and that same phone element wasn't created with thing that we can highlight with using this. Also, we can see a difference in the order status or the transaction status between the two. One of these order files has this same order, this TX12346, as one is pending and one is complete. Further on down in the amount section, we can also see a difference in this amount value, where the order file 2 here has a comma where we would typically expect a period here. So that might highlight, part of what we see and as what's being reported is malformed. However, when we look at the final thing that's being highlighted, or the two final things that are being highlighted, we can see that we are missing our end brace here in this transaction field, but then we can also see that the entire last entry in the XML2 file here is missing the closing tags, which we would generally expect in well-formed XML, which would highlight the the XML malformed structural issues. So what you would probably want to do is pull out this, order file too. If you would run into a similar situation, that's what we would do in our situation here. Is we would say, okay, we can assume that this order file two is much more well structured. It's more it's complete. It looks like that we might have a duplicate erroneous account that's generating an order that's just not that's not complete. That's causing some issues downstream that we need to troubleshoot further. So in conclusion, with this, using Notepad++ and the compare plugin, you can efficiently identify and troubleshoot data discrepancies in Boomi integrations. And this is a really powerful combination between Boomi and Notepad++ when working with data that can help you maintain data integrity across your systems. So thank you for watching and happy troubleshooting.